Yes, thank you. Good grief. A lot of clumsy fingers here. Who's doing this? Okay. All right. We are here with the Burp Suite program. And we want, oh, I don't even want to find my mouse. Oh, wrong way. Okay. There's the mouse. Okay, we're going to go to proxy. And then we go to intercept on. And then we're going to open the browser. It opens the special browser. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Clickety-clack. And no, we're going to move the browser back over here. Okay, and we'll go to, let's go to A&T. www.ncat.edu. That looks good. Press enter. Go back to Burp Suite, which I think is right over here. Yes, and we've got, okay, where is my mouse? We're going to, it's intercepted that, we're going to forward it, forward another one, and that's enough for now. Then we'll turn intercept off, and all sorts of things going on. It's going all over the place. We'll look at HTTP history to see this. Yes, the first get, okay, let's look at, let's look at this one. And there's the information. There's HTTP get. I don't know if you can see that, but it says HTTP get space slash space HTTP 1.1. That's the basic get command that your browser sends the service to. And then it's got a cookie. This cookie goes on and on all the way down the page. But it's sending the cookie because I have been to the NCAT website more than once. So it's sending the cookie that I have, all sorts of encoded information around here. And then the browser responds with same stuff, and it's got the web page down here. You can see all this is starting the web page. All sorts of, you might note that the browser goes all sorts of, the NCAT web page has all sorts of other places it's looking at. It's looking JavaScript. It's going to Ajax, Google APIs, Google, yeah. Big Brother is watching. Yes, Google knows where you're going, and it goes out to all these websites and tells them, oh, you've been here. So you can see all these things. It's getting pictures and stuff from all over the place. Yes. So, and again, passing cookies back and forth as it goes. So it knows that I've been there. That's the, let's just, okay. So that's how it works. That's the Burp Suite. I'm going to terminate this. And it's really neat to see everything that's going. Oh, close it. Okay, get my mouse back wherever. There it is. Okay. All right, we are back going again, sharing. Okay, I'm going to go back to PowerPoint and see if we can't do this correctly. And now I'll go back to where is that? We'll try to share the screen correctly. Okay, we're back. I hope you can see the, okay, here, room, we can see the slides, and I hope you can see them online. All right. Again, the proxy is really nice for seeing exactly what's going back and forth. You can see, oh, I didn't mention the most useful feature of this. Not only can you look at the information that's going out, you can change it. Yes, as it sends that information out there, you can change the information. That is a really nice feature, particularly if you're doing the assignment that's due next Sunday. Oh, stuff is going out across the web, and you can change the values. So if you want to do better than you did, you can change the information going on. Yes, we have a question.
Say I sent something to the server and took the dynamic place and or get something and send it to the server without sending it. Can I change the value at that point too?
It's the information you can change is only what's going across the web. In other words, an HTTP proxy. It's just a program, or they have some proxies that are actually boxes that sit out there. But basically, as you type something in, as the browser sends things out across the net, instead of going directly to the internet, it goes to this program, which takes it, and then if you say forward or intercept off, it just sends it along this way. And as it comes back, it copies the information into a file, into its log, so you can look at it afterwards. Sometimes it's much more convenient to look at the information afterwards. Although if you want to change it, you want to change it as it's running. You turn intercept on, you go out there and do something as it sends a request off to the server. You can then edit it as it goes. Once it goes and you've said forward, it's gone. Now you can change the information that's coming back, but that's not going to change your grade because I need to be able to go out to the server and see the score that you got. And the score is determined by the number you got right and the time. All right, moving on. Any more questions about browsers? Click again, a couple of them out there you can use for free. They work on Mac OS. Burp Suite has a version for Windows. Windows on the other chips other than Intel. It has a couple different chips for Mac OS. It has Linux. It has all sorts of versions. So you should be able to get, and if those don't work, it's got a Java jar to run. Okay. Clickjacking. There's another attack you can do out there. Click, whoop. Oh. Let's try this again. All right. I don't know what happened, but it happened. And we will. Okay, hopefully everything is running out there. We're still recording. Okay, clickjacking. I can get this to work. There we are. All right, now we're doing clickjacking. Has a couple other names, stroke jacking, and it's the ability to overlay one web page, your web page, on top of another web page with hidden information. So when somebody clicks an item in the victim web page, it actually goes and does something on your web page. There's a feature called iframe in HTML. Iframe allows you to embed another web page in your web page, in case you wanted to do that, but that's very useful for clickjacking. Or on clickjacking, you embed the victim web page in your web page, so it looks like the victim, but you overlay information on it, and then when somebody clicks on the appropriate area, they're actually clicking on your web page, and your web page can do whatever it wants. The typical thing would be if there's some place where the user is going to enter, say, financial information, you put something else over that. So when they clicked on that financial, it would go to your web page, which you should have made to look just like the original, and then you collect the financial information, not the original victim web page. Okay, I have some examples. There is an example on the Comp 420, Comp 422, Comp 620.online website. Out there, we are attacking acme.com. I have nothing against acme.com. Perhaps I just viewed too many cartoons when I was a child, but it's out there. And if you click on the Acme update button, normally if you just go out to acme.com and click on that, you'll go in and see what the latest updates are to the Acme website. But if you go to the class website and go out there, it does a clickjacking overlay, and you click on that. Instead, you'll go to one of the class website web pages instead of acme.com. It's a clickjacking. You don't see anything, it goes there. And you can look at the class website and see how I did that. A lot of it has to do with something called opacity. That is, you can make something solid. Most things are by definition solid when you look at them, but you can make them less solid. If you set the opacity to 50%, it looks like it's translucent. You can see through it. You put this object over another object. You see. If you make the opacity 0, it's clear. You can't see it at all. And that's part of the attack. So let's say the victim web page has this button out here at this location. So we have a button, and the target class, I have this is the style. It's kind of detailed, so I put it up in a style. You have to use absolute position and specify where it is, and then how big, where do you want it, how big, should it be, where is the position, how wide, how many lines, that sort of stuff, what colors. You can put that on the victim, and then say if you click there, it's going to go to happy.html. But you can overlay it. So at the same position, I think same position, but opacity 0. That means you're going to overlay with something you cannot see and put that on top. And now, instead of going to, we'll assume that this is in safe.html, but we're going to redirect that. Instead of clicking to where it was at happy.html, if you click in that area, you're going to go to evil.html. I think this picture is pretty good. Imagine we have the NCAT website, and there's a button there or something that you click on. You can put your attack web page so it overlays that, and it has one object at that location that is opacity of 0 that you can't see. But if you click on it, it's going to go to your web page, not theirs. Opacity is a feature that you can put on any element in your web page. Specify. Well, yeah. Again, here's an example. You can imagine the blue has got opacity of 1. That means it's solid. You can't see through it. Opacity of 0, it doesn't show at all. Small opacities like 50, say green might be opacity of 50.5. It's a fraction between 0 and 1. Actually, well, yes, between 0 and 1. And if you set it to 0.5, you can kind of see through it. As you see here in the green, the blue covers it completely, but the green does not cover the red completely. You can still see the red through the green. Here's the flow. Okay. Basically, the attacker wants to somehow convince you to go to this website that you like through some means other than typing in the URL, which you should do. Emails, common way, again, it's a phishing attack. Send an email, or you can put it on somebody else's, on your website, convince them to go there, but you get them to go to that. But instead of going to the right, and they're going to go to your attack website. A good example is on the class website where it says click attack example. You might say, go there to see acme.com. That's not the right way to go to acme.com because that's an attack. So you get there, and then the victim clicks on the link where they want to go to something, and that link doesn't go to the victim's browser, or doesn't go, it directs them to an attacker's website. Of course, the attacker's website will probably be formatted to look as the person expects to look, collecting the information that they expect them to collect. But instead of giving it to that, you're keeping that and stealing their information. Clickjacking has appeared throughout the history of Facebook. Most of these sites, after a while, figure out how to avoid this sort of stuff. There was several clickjacking attacks on Facebook like button, so it became known as like jacking. Man, people were being directed here and there when they clicked on things, and those websites would then, since they had access to your Facebook, you were logged into Facebook. They could also do things to your website because they had the Facebook cookies. Just if you're logged into one website and you go to a second website, you're still logged in the first one, and if you go to that website, it will drag along your cookies, and so you are authorized to do whatever that person's logged in to do. There are ways to prevent this. There are ways that you can do in the web page to keep it from being hijacked, and things you can do in the server to defend against it. There's something called frame busting. Frame busting is something you'd put in your JavaScript to check and make sure that this frame, you're not in an iframe. In other words, the problem occurs when a safe web page is being represented in an iframe of another web page. Unless you want to do that on your website, unless you want to have part of your website inside another page of your website, you probably don't want it to be an iframe. So there are statements you can do to keep that out. Does, of course, mean you have to make your web page a little bit more complicated. On the server, there are several options in the header, the HTTP header, X-frame options and content security policy. We'll cover those in a minute. But for frame busting, go out there. By the way, this website here talks about it in detail. You can go out and say hidden. You can say, first you start and you hide everything. Don't let them see anything. And then if you're on the top, meaning you are the topmost website, you're not in an iframe, but you are the topmost website, then it's fine. Make everything visible. So that when you first go there, you're hidden. If you're on the top, okay, make you visible, that's fine. But if you're not on the top, if you're in an iframe, you're not the topmost element in the domain object model, then it makes the top be you. So it moves you to the top. That breaks you out of the frame, and then you can run, and you're safe from clickjacking. On the HTTP headers, there's the X-frame options. This is one of the HTTP header options that comes along back and forth. You can specify in your browser if you want to, not in your browser, on the server, what do you want to do about X-frame options? You can specify 3 options. You can say X-frame options, you can say deny. Deny, and this says this page may not be embedded in another page. That solves the problem completely. You can say same origin, meaning that this page can be embedded in web page from the same server, or only for a particular URL, a web page. So if you have X-frame options, it's going to stop it some way. Here's a question just to see if everybody's awake. And we'll launch that. Oh. Wrong button. Oh, I knew what the number. We got G. Oh, everybody. We got to make sure D is popping. Oh, the folks online say D, all the above. The folks online are paying attention. Yes, the answer is, in fact, D. D, all the above. You can put your web pages side by side. I was thinking mostly, by the way, on a laptop or a computer as opposed to your phone. I think on a phone, even then, you can put parts of the page. You can put one on top of the other, and that is what causes clickjacking, when you put one page on top of the other, or they can overlap only in parts. All those are possible. So that's close this. Then moving on. Okay, there is the header content security policy. This is a newer set of options than the X-frame options. X-frame options kind of limited. The content security policy does the same thing, but it's a little bit more advanced. And you can specify in your server how you want to handle these sort of things, whether you will allow or disallow the embedding of your pages. And you can say frame ancestors if it's going to come from, I explain that well. Frame ancestors derives from the, where it comes from. Okay, you can say none. That's not going to allow any embedding. Again, embedded only in things from your website or from this particular website. So if you want your stuff to be embedded in Wikipedia, that's fine. Anyplace else, nope, we won't allow it. You can also say image source, specify where you want images to come from, other based on forward action, target submissions. This is, by the way, if you're doing a submission, a web form, you fill it out, you press submit, and it sends the information off to the server. Sometimes it sends it back to the server where the web page comes. Sometimes it sends it someplace else. You can specify where you're going to allow it to send. Okay, that is it for today. A reminder, by noon tomorrow, there's the assignment. You want to probably do the SQL injection for this. Look at the web pages. If you get stuck, send me a note. We can Zoom together and we'll look at it. The answers are on the SQL webpage. By the way, to delete a table, the format in SQL is drop table, the table name. In this case, the table name is student, I think. Yes, student or students. You have to look, it tells you what it is. Remember that there's yet another assignment out there in case you're getting bored. By the way, yes, this is a one question assignment. It's kind of 100 or 0, but it does give you the option. It's not that hard. It gives you the option to get another 100, so up your score. Some people need to up the score. You want to do well. Many people want to do well in the next exam. This gives you, again, getting better scores. You probably want to use the debugger or HTTP. I didn't show the debugger. Show the debugger on Wednesday. Yes, I did mention it's always Control-Shift or Go. Let's look at the debugger and look for that information. I'll show that a little bit more. And then you can always find out what your scores are with the Get My Score link. It's on the website. You click on that. If you see on that site something that has over 100, you've done it. You're done. You don't have to upload anything to Blackboard if you do it correctly and you put your name out there. If you don't put your name out there, I won't know who did it. So put your name out there and the information will appear on the website. And that way, I don't have to individually grade it. I can just download that file from the website and copy it up to Blackboard, and away we go. All right. Also remember that Tuesday has the assignment due tomorrow. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about cross-site request forgeries and review for the exam that is on Monday. On Sunday, before that is the other assignment is due. And then Wednesday, we'll have another class. Important day, 1 week from the exam, is the last day to drop. That's why the exam is relatively early in the semester for a second out of 3 exams. But I wanted to get it done before the last day to drop. So TAs and I are going to work hard. We're going to try to get it done by Wednesday. But remember, there are 97 people in this class, and that's a lot of grading we have to do. We may or may not get it done, but we'll definitely get it done that week, so you'll know how you're doing. So if very few people, but there are a couple of people who are doing rather poorly, you'll know whether it's time to bail out, which you have to do by Monday at 5 o'clock. Also note, Monday is fall break. There is no class that day. Talk about that later. And coming up in November, 6 weeks away or so, online only. Just thought I remind the people sitting here in front of me, that's the day. Don't say I didn't tell you. It's on the syllabus, by the way. And it's my public service announcement for today. The last day to register to vote in North Carolina is this Friday, October 11th. If you vote early, if you go to an early voting site, almost any early voting site will allow you to vote. You can then register while you're there. You can do same-day registration. You can register and vote at the same time. You can go to any polling place to vote. But if you're waiting to November 5th, election day, you must have previously registered. You cannot do on-site registration on election day. If you're going to go vote on election day, you must have registered before Friday. And you must go to the precinct where you are visiting, the precinct related to where you live. If you register to vote, they'll tell you can go out to the website of the Guilford County elections, and they'll tell you where it is. You must vote at your site. Yes. I think I mentioned before, I am an election judge. We have a nice, fun 14-hour days on November that we'll go out there and make sure it all works according to the rules. And I must mention, you have to be registered. Occasionally we get people, sad people showing up and they haven't registered and they cannot vote. If you early vote, you can register that day. But on election day, no, you must have voted and you must go to the right place. We also send people across the county saying, this is the wrong spot, go over there. All right, that's it. And that's it for today. Remember, assignments are out there. If you have questions, send me an email, give me a call, whatever, and we'll do that. That's it for today.
Are we able to ask for assignments earlier? Like say at the end of I saw the email about the like end of the semester stuff. For that, would I be able to request for the assignments early because I'll be gone from December 5th through the 15th?
Just, you said that was December?
Yeah, that last
Yeah,
week.
okay. As it gets closer to December, let me know and we will figure something out. Yeah, we'll work it out. Also, if you won't be here for the final exam, let me know and we will make it work somehow.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do remind me. I got gray hair. I could forget.
I will remind you when it's closer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions about assignments?
I have a question. Is the number conversion optional if we want to raise our score, or do we have to do it?
Oh, this assignment is a second assignment. It doesn't raise your score from the previous assignment. If the previous assignment you got like a 70, then you got a 70 and you don't do better. That's a 70. That was the score. This is a second assignment. Actually, the first assignment, I didn't really care if you learned the base number conversions. That was a trick. That was just to get you used to that website. And then, so I can come by now and ask you to cheat. Your instructor is more devious than you thought. Okay, is that it? Any more questions?
I'm trying to use the website.
I'm going to